Hi guys. So I know it's been a while since I posted a video to the website, so just wanted to discuss some things with you and make an announcement. So today actually marks the 3-year anniversary of my divorce, and I'm never the one to actually celebrate that. I never have, but it's been 3 years later and a lot has happened. I'll start off by saying I'm pregnant. So that's a big thing from 3 years ago. And if you would ask me 3 years ago, did I see myself in this position? No, I did not, because I didn't even know if I could ever be happy after my divorce or happy after anything, let alone thinking about being pregnant. Because and during that time, my mindset was to just still fix my marriage, even though I was divorced and he wasn't my husband anymore. But what made me do this video is because Facebook has the memories, and I would have never known had it not been for my Facebook memory. And it was this quote that I had put under a picture that I had took that day. I didn't make it up, but I'm gonna read it. I wrote it down, and it said, maybe this journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really me, so that I can become everything I was meant to be in the first place. So during that time, I was just posting a picture and putting a deep quote under it because my feelings were so hurt. But as the years went on, it had so much more meaning to it. Now that I look back on it, I had to unbecome that. I had to unbecome Mrs. Phillips. I had to unbecome his wife, and that mindset that I had to fix my marriage. To my conference died self, we died. Sorry if I'm out of breath. It's just so uncomfortable being pregnant. Whew. And I'm 6 months pregnant. Ooh. But it's a blessing. But I had to die to those things, and I've talked about that previously in my conference, in the videos. You have to die to things that are hindering your walk with Christ. The Lord wouldn't have been able to use me as Mrs. Phillips. I wouldn't be a mother or becoming a mother if I was Mrs. Phillips. I mean, let's be honest, because we tried so hard to, that was my husband. We tried hard to conceive, and it never happened. And I thought something was wrong with me. He thought something was wrong with him, but it just wasn't meant to be for that situation. I have another verse, and if you've been on the website, it's on the front page. It's from Matthew 10, verse 39. If you cling to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for me, you will find it. Once again, die to self, die to those things, die to those fleshly things. My marriage at the time, it was a flesh thing. I wasn't married in the eyes of God. I was married in the eyes of man, But as humans, we have that free will, and we go off and we do what we think is best for us, not consulting the Lord first, So I had to let go of that life. I was clinging to it so much, and I can go back to when it was the 1-year anniversary of my divorce. I was still sad, my feelings were still hurt because I still love that person, but it just wasn't meant to be. And then go to 2 years later, I wasn't as sad. I wasn't even anticipating it. Like I said, I didn't know until my Facebook memory showed up. And then I cut to 3 years later and I'm pregnant, I'm in a different space, and I was in a car, and I was talking to Waverly's father. My daughter, her name is Waverly. Say hi. But I was telling her, I was like, oh, today is my 3-year divorce anniversary. I was like, look at me all pregnant and stuff. And he's like, well, what does pregnant have to do with it? And I said, well, during that time, I wouldn't have never thought an hour from then, or a day, or a month, or even a year from then, that I was even going to be happy. So to cut to 3 years later, and I'm happier than what I was before. I get to experience creating life and going through all the symptoms, every single last one of them, to create this beautiful powerhouse. And I know I say that to say, if you're clinging on to something that you know you're not supposed to, let it go, because you never know what's on the other side. You could be blocking so many blessings in your life if you're just clinging on to something that you feel like you have to make it right. If you have to force it, then it's not right. If you had to force it from the beginning, you have to force it to keep it going, and that's not for you. So I'll read it again. If you cling to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for me, you will find it. Stop clinging to your life. Stop clinging to those fleshly things. And, I'm not exempt from that. I'm still not. Dying to self is something that we have to do daily. There are days where I don't feel like being bothered, or I'm upset, or like I'm uncomfortable. And there are days, those days like that I get so upset, and I just be like, okay, why she talking to me like, girl, boy, you see I'm pregnant, like, but you can't do that. And there are days where I complain about being pregnant, but then I think back to where I was 4 years ago, crying and praying that, we could conceive and have a baby to complete our family, to complete our marriage, but it just wasn't for that situation. And I wish him the best. I don't have the desire to wish anything bad upon him. I pray for him just as I pray for anyone else, but it had to happen. And I couldn't understand that back then, but now that I cut to 3 years later, it probably was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me, because I get to experience something new, something better, something amazing that can only happen through God. These children that we create, they're blessings. We're blessings. We were blessings to our parents. So just imagine how you feel when you create your own blessing. It's amazing. I'm telling you, it's amazing to feel my daughter kick. It's just something. It's something amazing. And I wouldn't have had that experience had I still been clinging on to my marriage. And that's really all that I have to say. And I look forward to sharing this new journey with you guys. And more conferences are coming, trust me. More videos and more visuals and new projects are in the making. This pregnancy will not stop me, but only encourage me. And hopefully that can be an influence to Waverly, that she goes forth and she be greater. She does great things. I know she's going to be a powerhouse because I pray for that, just like I pray for her to be a girl. So I'm excited, and that's it. So die to self. Die those situations. Die to friendships or relationships that aren't good for you, that's holding you back. Trust me, it's worth it in the end. All right, so you guys have a good one. Bye.
You want to know gender?
Yes.
Okay, going with girl. Don't see any boy parts.